Assateague Island, a barrier island off the coast of Maryland, is home to many different organisms, but around 10,000 years ago, there is evidence that this island was also home to humans. Strange foundations in the dunes were uncovered by an organization doing a beach cleanup. This discovery sparked an archaeological investigation on this island. Our team of archaeologists set out to conduct Phase 1 of the investigation with a surface survey and shovel test pits. We concluded that the site was about 3 acres large. Core samples of the dunes revealed that some of the dunes were man-made, using mud and sediments from the freshwater bay on the other side of the island. We think these mounds were built to add permanence to their sand dune civilization. These mounds prevented some of the natural shifting of sand. We believe that their actual dwellings were made of mud, sediment, and seagrass. We found post holes in the sediment under the sand layer that made the foundation of the huts.
Assateague Island is separated from the mainland by a freshwater bay on its western side. The Atlantic Ocean makes the eastern coast of the island. A forest lined the edge of the island on the bay side. Using carbon dating on wood samples, archaeologists were able to date the site to about 10,000 years ago. 10 mounds arranged in an oval shape that encircle what we believe to be the residential area. A grouping of huts were uncovered at the northern end of the oval, and evidence of a group of blackberry bushes were found at the southern end. The arrangement and number of bushes leads us to believe that the Assateague Island people domesticated blackberry bushes. The houses were very simple in structure. They were circular mud huts with seagrass and driftwood roofs. The Assateague people built a stockade out of tree trunks on the bay side of the site. The structure was for defensive purposes.
The people of this archaic site were a hunter-gatherer society. The women were the gatherers. They gathered mushrooms and grasses from the forest and picked blackberries from the small blackberry farm. The arthritic lesions found in female remains were consistent with the female trauma pattern of processing food. The men were fishermen and possibly hunted birds. Seabird remains were found in the dunes with signs of trauma. Numerous shell middens were found among the mounds. The evidence from float tests and sample surveys lead us to conclude that the Assateague people's diets consisted mainly of shellfish, blackberries, fish, mushrooms, and some seabirds. There was no evidence of political leadership or elites. Very few burials were found, and none of them had grave goods to show social status. The society was very isolated and seemed to have been exiled from the mainland. The stockade was the main defense mechanism from the people on the mainland who exiled them. The reasoning behind its banishment remains unclear.
Many artifacts were found in this site. Fish hooks were shaped from fish and bird bones and were used for fishing in the ocean and in the bay. The people also made plummets for fish nets out of rocks that could have been washed up on the shore. Rocks and shells were sharpened to be used for hunting birds and processing food. Shell middens were the only ecofacts found in this site and gave insight to the diet of the people. The mounds and foundations of the huts were the main features of this site. However, fire pits were found outside of some of the huts.
The Assateague Island people had a very small civilization. Archaeologists believe only about 100 people inhabited the site. Carbon analysis shows that the site was burned down. The tree trunks of the stockade and the wooden roofs found were charred. We believe that the people from the mainland burned down the Assateague Island people's society.